With that performance, Carlos, what did you think of what your team delivered today on the field?
I think we played a very tough game today. It was not easy game versus the team that have conceded less goals in the championship. Then it was a challenge for us, and especially with the difficult first moments of the game, and especially with the goal that they scored in these first minutes of the game. So it challenged to us a lot because we didn't change one negative result to one positive from one winning until today. So I think it was a very positive step for the team that showed that this team has a lot of personality and character.
How worried were you, Carlos, in that opening phase of the game? Because Middlesbrough were very dominant in the opening 15 minutes. And your best players, Eiting, others, couldn't get into the game at first.
Yes, I think this team defends in a different type of way than the other teams, and it takes a little bit of time to adapt to the game. I think we didn't find the first actions, we didn't use enough the advantage that we have in the first actions in terms of the next pass after the driving of the ball of the central backs, and at the same time we didn't connect enough with the players who were playing the last line, because it allowed us to surprise more from the second line with 18 and O'Brien after the ball beat them and after the ball was in the foot of our striker. So with the pass of the minutes, I think the team started to find this advantage. With the change after the injury of Steelman, I think Emon Green helped the team to grow the attack, to improve the team in attack. The team started to find more mobility, the team started to recover the control of the ball, and I think the team played really well the last minutes of the first half. And at the same time, we controlled really well the first part of the second half too, or maybe until they scored the goal, the game was totally, for me, under control. And after they scored the second goal was another challenge to the team to see what we are able to do. We know that in some situations we suffer one goal and after we concede another goal. And today it was another challenge for us to see that we can defend one result and at the same time, not only to defend, to change the result and to score again. And I think it was fantastic for the team because always when you do this, it's because you have a player with a lot of personality, something necessary to compete in championship.
Strength of personality is one thing, Carlos, but also the entertainment character, the flair of your team. Koroma's goal, particularly to win it, was a very pleasing moment and a piece of individual brilliance.
I think without the individual performance, you cannot get any collective important in any collective performance, positive performance for the team. Always you need the players in the highest level, and we need today that to win this game, we needed a lot of positive performance from the individual point of view because it was impossible to can beat the opponent.
For the record, what did you think when the penalty was awarded against you? We were puzzled at the decision to award the penalty against Naby Sarr.
I didn't watch well the action. I think one of the consequences why, or one of the reasons why we suffered the penalty was because Edmond Green was suffering one cramp in the hamstring. He couldn't help the team in this action he was doing until that moment really well. And in that moment he couldn't find his normal physical, his normal running. That's why Sarr had to move from one player who was not his player to this situation. And we arrived a little bit in the limit of the action. And always this is when you receive one moment, when you receive one type of adversity in the moment, this is what this situation show. What we are able to do is like this situation demand to show if we have the character enough to not only to defend one draw, is just to change the result and continue going and trusting ourselves what we were doing, because until that moment the team was doing really well. And at the same time, after we scored the third goal, the team saw again personality to can defend one result until the last minute of the game.
In your current situation, you have Christopher Schindler recovering from an injury and Richard Stearman now with a new injury. Romani Edmonds-Green, is he a player who you could select from the start? Can you trust him with his young years?
I think Maurice is one player that we have here with the squad, and we trust in all the players that we have. We know that, for example, Romani Crislow, he was playing versus Nottingham Forest. He did his first game his second game in that moment in the league, but his first 11 in the league with the team, and he did really well. Now he's injured too. That's why he's not involved with the beating games, or he's not involved with the first team in the trainings and in the games. And now we have an Emo Green as another central back. We know that this year we have 5 options to play as a central back. One is Naby Sarr, another is Stearman, another is Schindler. Like you say, the last 2 players are injured. Another option is Romani, who is injured too. Then we have Edmond Greens. We hope that we can recover very fast Schindler. because he suffered one injury from one kick in one situation where he's doing a really fantastic, good performance in that moment.
Ryan Schofield made a couple of important saves today. You selected him again as goalkeeper. Can you explain the situation on Ben Hamer to us again in the context of today, Carlos? Because we understood he trained today and, in theory, could have been selected today.
Yes, he started yesterday in the last part of the day. He finished the process of isolation. He was making some training with the goalkeeper coach, and at the same time this morning. So what we wanted with him is to don't accelerate one situation that we don't have any reason to do. It's like in the moment I say always that what one club needs is to have three keepers with the option to be the first keeper, because if not, in some moments the keeper is going to appear. So I think it was very positive to have Joel in the first game, at the same time Ryan in the second game, and today I didn't want to accelerate one process, because what Ben Hamer after this isolation process needs is recovery to his normal levels, recover the feet, because what we want is always players ready to help the team. But at the same time, I need to say that Ben Hamer has a lot of character, because he wanted to play the game, and this is something very positive from the players, because he said that if we wanted, he was ready to help the team in any type of circumstance, because he was taking care of himself during this isolation process. He was working a lot with himself, but at the same time, never is the same to be working at home than to be working with the team. And I think we were more prepared to face the game today with Ryan Schofield.
A good person to have in the dressing room then, Ben Hamer, clearly. You've beaten a very good team who hadn't conceded many goals, 6 before today, Middlesbrough, and you scored 3 against them. Overall, how happy does this make you, this result today?
I think the more happiness for me is that all the effort of the team, all the character and personality that they put today in the pitch, receive a 3 points today. This is the only more positive thing for me. Of course, we know that some teams are going to challenge more because they are strong in defense or because they are very strong in attack. I think this team challenged to us in attack and in defense because they are strong players in all the ways. And I always very pleased when the effort and the commitment of the players receive a 3 points.
Well done, Carlos, and thank you for speaking to us live on BBC Radio Leeds.
Thanks to you. Thank you.